Murphy's Life by Cathleen Trope. Interior, jewelry and watch repair shop, day. On the feet shuffling around the store. Even the shoes look old, the stretched out low heels of an older lady who is still trying to look nice in public. The scuffed loafers of her companion that were last in style during the Reagan presidency. The feet in the shoes move slowly, connected to bodies that are stiff and unbalanced, no longer capable of quick moves. The carpet needs a good cleaning, and there is visible dust and hair collected under the glass showcase-style countertops. Moving along, we see a small terrier in a vest that says, emotional support animal, nosing around in the dust. Traveling up the little dog's jeweled leash, we find Bunny, age 75, and her husband, Myron, obviously much older. Bunny still clings to his arm and smiles at him adoringly, as if she was still the trophy wife she once was.
You think you can fix that? Bunny really loves that watch.
Bunny smiles at him, but her face falls when she turns her gaze back to the man on the other side of the counter, her brother Jack. Jack is close to her in age, but he doesn't have her sunny disposition. He scowls at his sister, annoyed.
First of all, pick up your ankle biter before he pees in here again.
You don't know that was him.
She picks up the little dog in her arms as Jack picks up a loop and carefully starts to unscrew the back of an expensive lady's watch. Jack peers into the mechanism, blinking several times and trying to make his eyes focus.
Yeah, I can fix that.
How much will it be?
Parts about $15, labor $50, and an extra $100 for bringing your rat in here after I told you not to.
You can't discriminate against him. He's my registered emotional support animal, and I need him for my anxiety.
Oy vey. If our mother was alive, she'd slap the anxiety right out of you.
Bunny just glares, and Myron looks uncomfortable. He could step in between the siblings, but who the hell has the energy?
We'll be back on Friday to pick it up. I'd tell you to have a nice week, but you've never had a nice anything.
She sets the dog down and pulls her husband along by the hand to the door. As they walk through, the little dog lifts his leg and pees.
Verstinkene!
He bends down to get some paper towels and spray and hobbles out the door to clean up the mess. Exterior, jewelry and watch repair shop, evening. Jack locks up for the night and pulls down the iron bars. Even in the dark, we can see that the exterior is faded and the sign chipping. He shuffles around the building to his very old car, a mile-long relic of the cheap gasoline days. He gets in and turns the key, but instead of starting, the car makes the clicking sound of a dead starter.
Whatcom County. What now? What else now?
He pulls out his phone and wallet, pulling out some kind of auto club card and dials. The phone rings, and then a computerized voice answers.
Thank you for calling the 24-hour roadside repair. Please press 1 for emergency roadside assistance, 2 for...
Jack presses a button.
Damn it, not that one. Go back.
Planning for a trip? Please enter your departure zip code.
I'm not planning for a trip. I need roadside assistance. Go back.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Please enter your departure zip code.
Jack punches around various buttons on the phone.
Main menu.
I'm sorry, that is not an option. Goodbye.
There is a click and the call is gone. Jack gets out of the car and pulls his hand back as if to throw the offending phone. Then he stops. He can't afford to replace it.
Might as well just walk home. Shut up, Dr. Benjamin, about getting some exercise.
He locks up the car and turns to go, but stumbles on an uneven piece of sidewalk. Jack falls to his knees before he can catch himself, and the phone flies out of his hands. He crawls forward to retrieve it and turns it over. The glass is badly cracked. He shakes his head, but really, this is just how his life goes. Stuffing the cracked phone in his pocket, he gets up with some difficulty and walks stiffly down the street. Exterior, Jack's house, evening, the kind of house that was built in 1912 and hasn't been updated since. Jack pulls himself slowly up the couple of stairs in the front and enters. Interior, Jack's house, evening. Jack has settled himself in a recliner. He's now wearing sweatpants, a robe, and old man's slippers. The old console-style TV is playing a courtroom show, Judge Lizzie. On screen, a stern-looking woman in her 60s, wearing a judge's robe, glares down from the bench.
Do you think I'm stupid, sir? Because I'd have to be a moron to believe that story you just told me.
Jack chuckles. This is the best part of the day. He cracks open a beer and the doorbell rings.
Who the hell?
He looks around, considers not answering, but the TV is on and so are the lights. They'll know he's home. He grunts as he drags himself out of the recliner and shuffles to the door. The doorbell rings again.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Through the peephole, we see a young woman. She's conservatively dressed and sweet looking. Satisfied that it's not burglars, Jack opens the door, but keeps the chain on.
Whatever you're selling, I don't want any.
I'm not selling anything. I just need to talk to you.
Jack looks at her suspiciously.
You're not coming inside. I've heard about this scam. Your two buddies are hiding to knock me over the head.
No, I'm alone. We know each other. Your middle name is Irving. Your mother's birthday was July 2nd.
You could have got that from the internet. Everything's on the internet.
When you were 7, you had a crush on Carol Silverstein.
You weren't alive when I was 7.
He's rattled, though. He did have a crush on Carol, and he's pretty sure that isn't on the internet.
I just want to talk to you. We can do it out here if you want.
Jack unchains the door.
I'm not freezing to death. Get in here. But if you're thinking of trying anything, I have a gun.
Sarah nods and he lets her in.
In the linen cabinet, under the blue towels.
Have you been in my house? Who are you?
I'm Sarah Koppelman.
He eyes her, more suspicious than ever.
You just happen to have the same name as my grandmother? I don't think so.
Jack, I know this is hard to believe, but I am your grandmother.
My grandmother, obviously, is dead. She's been dead for many years.
Yes.
A beat while Jack considers the situation. Is he dead? Is he dreaming? How does this woman know all of this stuff? He looks around his living room.
Am I dead? No. Where's my body?
Please sit down and I'll explain.
He laughs, amused by the thought that he might have expired.
Well, if I'm dead, then Bunny can whistle Dixie for her watch.
He sits back down in his recliner, but instead of sitting, Sarah nervously paces as she tries to explain herself.
I didn't mean to knock, but I was worried you'd have a heart attack or something if I just showed up in here, and I didn't want to scare you to death.
I thought I was already dead.
No, you're alive. I'm just late.
Late? For what?
I had it written down and everything, but it just slipped my mind. I was so busy watching over your sister. She had a lot of problems.
You're telling me?
Jack, please, I owe you an apology. I was supposed to be your guardian angel, but I mean, it's not an excuse, but I had a really heavy workload during the war and you were born right at the worst time and I just forgot.
My guardian angel? I don't have a guardian angel. I have a dimmock that trips me up at every turn.
I know. That's what I'm telling you. It's entirely my fault. I forgot my own grandson. I was supposed to be watching over you, and I forgot.
For 80 years, you forgot?
Time is different for us. A lifespan on Earth is like a few days. But that's no excuse. This is entirely my fault.
Why tell me now? I'm an old man waiting to die. You're just rubbing it in.
No, it's not too late. I'm going to make it up to you.
He doesn't know if he's losing his mind, but he does know he's missing Judge Lizzie.
Can we talk about this after my show?
Off Sarah, a little baffled at what to do with this bitter and skeptical old man she's encountered. Interior Jack's house, morning. Jack shuffles downstairs in his bathrobe and slippers to find a breakfast feast worthy of a king laid out on his table. Sarah is still there. It startles him.
Now my bad dreams are still here in the morning. This must be hell.
Good morning. I hope you got a good night's sleep.
You're here to poison me, aren't you? Who sent you, Bunny? She wants my house, doesn't she?
Bunny doesn't want your house. What she really wants is for you to forgive her.
Tell her not to hold her breath.
He sits down and decides to try his omelet. It's delicious, and his reaction shows on his face. Sarah smiles and brings him coffee, then sits down at the table.
I've already had your car towed to the shop, but you really shouldn't be driving something that old. It's not reliable. Why don't we go get you a new one?
With what money? You know everything else. Don't tell me you don't know what's in my bank account. Bupkis.
I do. You should check it.
Jack picks up his phone and logs into his bank account, with difficulty, squinting at it.
I don't know why they make it so small.
Over his shoulder, we see the transaction history, an electronically transferred state tax refund of $22,549.12 is the first entry.
What? Finally! I've been arguing with them about that for 3 years. I knew I didn't owe that much.
I know. I'm so sorry. I should have been here.
He's done his best to be skeptical, but it's hard to argue with this one.
You're telling the truth? You're an angel?
Yes.
Where are your wings?
I don't need wings. I can go wherever I want.
Good. Go into the bank and wipe out my mortgage.
I can't do things that are immoral or unethical.
Oh, but the bank can.
He grumbles and goes back to his breakfast. Exterior street, jewelry and watch repair shop. Morning. Jack opens up for the day. Sarah at his heels. He wrestles with the window bars, which stick and finally open with a loud screech.
This is why my back is so bad. These things have been fakakta for the last 10 years.
Have them fixed. You can afford it now.
If I spend that money, I'll need it somewhere else tomorrow.
Ah,
Sarah rolls her eyes behind his back. Interior jewelry and watch repair shop, continuous. Jack switches the sign in the window to open and starts firing up the cash register for the day.
do you like running the store?
Not really. I used to. But now everybody just buys online. But I don't know what else to do. I've been in the army. I've been in this business. That's it.
What did you really want to do when you were young?
I wanted to be a pilot. Too late now. Can hardly see enough to keep my driver's license.
Sarah looks down. She can't ever give him that dream back. Too late.
Anything else?
Wanted to be a jockey. Still love to go to Santa Anita and bet on the horses.
We can go?
He thinks about that for a minute.
With my guardian angel? So I'll win every bet? Where's the sport in that?
I'm just trying to think of a way to make it up to you. You're not making this easy.
There is no way to make it up to me. I'm 78 years old. My sister's got all the luck. She's got a mansion in Beverly Hills, courtesy of that schmuck Myron, who was dumb enough to marry her. I've got a mortgage I'm upside down on and a business that's damn near obsolete. The best I can hope for is to die in my sleep.
They stare at each other for a moment, and then there is a jingle as the door to the shop opens. Two young men, Adam and Paolo, enter, casually dressed but immaculately groomed and wearing watches and shoes that reveal their wealth. They look around, smiling.
This is perfect.
Exactly what we needed. Look at it. We'll hardly have to dress it.
Both men take out their cell phones and start snapping pictures. What the heck? Jack steps out from behind the counter.
Can I help you gentlemen with something?
Yes. We're filming a story set in the 1970s, and we were tipped off that your store is completely authentic.
And it is. These cases are from the 60s, aren't they?
He strokes a hand along a case, getting a healthy layer of dust on his fingers.
Got a good deal on them when Baxter's went out of business. But you can't shoot your student film here. I let them do that before, and I had stuff missing, and they cracked that case right over there and never paid for it. And the little bastards, they drank all the RC cola out of the fridge. Forget it.
We're not students, Mr. Koppelman. We're producers from HYT Network.
He pulls out a business card from his wallet and passes it over to Jack, who stares at it in surprise.
I don't know. How long would you need it for?
We're interested in the entire season. We would need exclusive use of it, so you'd have to shut down for 3 months, but we'll pay you for the entire time. You can take a nice little vacation.
How much?
He is suspicious, still expecting the worst.
$5,000 a day.
Jack looks at Sarah. Is this real? She smiles reassuringly.
The US dollars?
Yes.
I guess we have a deal.
Do you have an email address we can send the contract to?
Jack passes him a business card. Interior restaurant, Beverly Hills, day. A waiter sets down 2 glasses of wine in front of Sarah and Jack.
Wine at lunch?
We're celebrating. Your financial problems are over. Now you just need to tell me what else I can help you with.
I don't really know. I've been worried about money for so long, I haven't had time to think about much else.
What about your personal life? You never married.
Didn't see the point in looking around after Carol left me. Now I'm too old and set in my ways.
The waiter returns with their food, placing it in front of them.
Is that how you really feel? Or are you just scared
Of what, a woman?
of caring, of not just waiting to die?
Don't start. I'm a 78-year-old man.
Who is going to live 20 more years?
I don't want to live 20 more years.
It's not your decision.
Yes, it is.
He waves a steak knife in the air.
I could stab myself right here.
You could, but you live. It's not your time.
20 more years? Hey, hey, hey. What am I going to do with 20 more years?
That's up to you.
Huh. Maybe I'll get myself a little shiksa, like that guy who married Anna Nicole Smith.
I give you good luck, and that's what you want to do with it? Oy vey.
They both take a bite of their food and glare at each other. Standoff.
Carol is a widow now. She looked for you, but she didn't know where you went after the army.
Carol said she wasn't going to be a part of my crazy family. And that's understandable, given the scene my drunken sister threw at her college graduation.
That was over 50 years ago. People gain perspective. Okay, maybe not you, but other people.
No thanks. No women. I like my peace and quiet.
You are so stubborn. You'd cut off your nose to spite your face.
It's my nose.
Sarah throws a piece of bread at him in frustration. Interior, jewelry and watch repair shop. Day. Jack and Sarah are packing up boxes of files and stacking them by the door. They've amassed quite a pile.
You know, you don't really need to keep your receipts from 1972.
What? You're an accountant now? I keep everything. Someone comes back and tries to argue with me, I have everything in writing.
She sets down her box on top of the others.
Not everyone is out to screw you over.
How would you know? You forgot to watch.
He struggles with the door and props it open with some difficulty, shoving a doorstop under it so they can carry the boxes out. As he goes to pick one up, he almost collides with a woman coming in the door. She is beautifully dressed, clearly wealthy, and still lovely for someone in her 70s, petite, silver-haired, and spirited. She stops short, stares at him, and begins to smile.
Jack Koppelman, is that really you?
He recognizes the voice, even if the exterior has changed a bit. And for the first time, we see him without the eternal mask of grumpiness and disappointment across his face.
Carol?
Oh, I knew it. When my grandson told me he'd rented a store from a Jack Koppelman, I just knew I had to come down here and see if it was you.
Your grandson?
He shoots a quick look at Sarah, who can't help smirking. Damn guardian angel. But his attention isn't diverted for long. He's too struck with wonder at the woman standing before him.
So, how are you? Oh, where are my manners? Would you like a cup of coffee?
I would love that. And then we can catch up.
Jack looks down and realizes his coffee maker is already packed up, sticking out of a box.
I forgot. I'm moving out of here for a while.
Oh, it's fine. Why don't we go to the coffee shop down the block?
Okay, yeah.
He kicks the stop out from the door and then remembers he wasn't alone.
Oh, I forgot to introduce you to...
He turns to where Sarah was standing, but she is gone. It startles him for a second, and then he recovers.
Who?
Never mind. I thought my assistant was still here.
He kicks the stop out of the door and holds it open for Carol in an old-fashioned display of courtesy. She walks out, smiling up at him as she does so. They may be old, but they are indisputably flirting. Jack turns back into the shop and looks both ways before he shrugs. His face shows his changed outlook. For the first time, we see real hope written on it. And with that, he closes the door on the shop and on the 78 years that hadn't gone so well, and walks out into his future.